There's one more thing that we did in chapter 3 that I want to make sure we review quickly. This is definitely going to show up on the test that we take. Um, so let's look at this problem. Karen makes money. She makes money making and selling these wreaths. She sells two sizes, a large size and a small. The large wreaths cost $36, and the small ones cost $24. She needs to make $288 to pay for supplies this week. So we need to identify two variables that we can use to write an equation that helps model this situation. And I suggest that we let L equal the number of large wreaths sold, and I suggest that we let S be the number of small wreaths sold. If I'm looking at this, the total amount of money that she makes in a given week is equal to 36 times the number of large wreaths she sold. Each one of those costs 36. If she sold 0 of them, she'd make no dollars. If she sold 1, she'd get 36. If L was 2, she sold 2 of them, she would make 2 times 36, $72, etc. Plus, we need to add in the fact that she gets $24 for each of these small wreaths sold. So when I combine those together, that models how much money she's making in a given week. And we know that this week she needs to make, what she needs to make is $288 to pay for supplies. So this equation models this situation. Now, one of the things that could happen is we could say, well, what if she sells none of the small wreaths? In other words, if she sells 0 small wreaths, S equals 0, how many large wreaths would she have to sell in order to make the $288? Well, that's a pretty straightforward equation, because at this point, since S is 0, we can just rewrite this as 36 times L equals 288. And to solve for L here, we're going to divide both sides by 36. So she would have to make 288 divided by 36, which is exactly $8. Oh, if the world was always integers. We could go the other way with this. We could say, let's say that she sold none of her large wreaths. In other words, now L equals 0. Well, if she sold none of her large wreaths, right, now it is only going to be 24S equals to $288. 24S equals $288. And if I solve for this by dividing both sides by 24, we get that S equals 288 divided by 20, which is exactly 12 of the smaller wreaths. So she could either, sell 8 large wreaths, or sell 12 of the small wreaths, or sell some combination of those two to get to the $288 that she requires.